Here again is Thomas Long. Wonderful, wonderful topic that we're dealing with today when we talk about grief. But grief comes in many forms. Death, lost one, accident, today, loss of job and income, really a challenge to us. Are there different kinds of healing since there are different kinds of grief?
Well, absolutely. In some ways, all grief is the same. It is the loss of something cherished, something loved. But not all of the lost objects are the same. To lose a child, that's irreplaceable. To lose a loved one, that's irreplaceable. To lose an income or a house or some object like that, that's replaceable. And therefore, healing of something that can be replaced can happen in the present tense. It can be restored to us, and God can work to make our lives restored. But to lose a loved one, we have to live with the kind of hope of ultimate restoration that's beyond this life. And in that sense, the healing of our grief is larger and deeper.
Mm-hmm. Since there's a difference, is there also a difference in curing and healing? We're getting into words a little bit there now, but is there a difference?
Yes. Curing is probably best understood as a medical term. Healing, wholeness, has more of a spiritual aspect. If I have a cold, I can be healed by getting rid of the cold. I want the disease gone. It's the absence of something. Wholeness and healing in the religious sense, however, is not just the absence of something, it's the presence of something.
Can you give us an example of a healing that comes from God? You know a story of some kind of transformation that happens?
I had a good friend many years ago, a young mother who died of cancer, and the last week of her life, our pastor was visiting her, and she made a very unusual request. She asked him if he would gather some members from the church and come to the hospital and anoint her with oil. He was unaccustomed to this. This was not part of his tradition, and he said, "Oh, I don't know. I don't practice magic. I practice ministry." And she became indignant, and she said, "I'm not asking you to practice magic. I know that I am going to die." He said, "Well, then why do you want me to anoint you with oil?" She said, "It would be a sign that even though my body may die, that my union with Christ is complete, and I am healed in the love of God."
A wonderful story. Thank you very much, Tom.